The Occupy movement around the country continues to gain attention, though the media spotlight's beginning to fade. Many people feel those in Occupy movement are less about reforming the political system and more interested in overthrowing the current capitalist system. So if the current protesters can't make their own camps work, should they be demanding a change to the overall system? Ben has the reality check.
It is a fascinating case study. The Occupy movement has over 500,000 Facebook fans across 40 pages. The movement has spread to over 50 U.S. cities. Occupy says they are fed up with the current capitalist system. They're tired of the 99% being left out. They want a more just system than we currently have in this country. So what does a more just system look like? Healthcare for everyone, guarantees of a house, guarantees of a job. The Occupy movement isn't clear on exactly what tangible things they want, but they do agree that they want greater social equality. An interview with a young man from the Occupy Wall Street movement about 3 weeks ago, though, sums it up.
If we start being able, through a direct democratic process, make a system that works for everyone, then we'll have something to say to address the issues of general society.
And that is absolutely true. What's happening at Zuccotti Park in New York is a great opportunity for an honest experiment into their idea of social equality. If you can create a fair system with a few thousand protesters of the same mindset, then couldn't you make the same system work with hundreds of thousands or even millions of people? The trick is to make the experiment honest, not to game it to shape the appearance of the outcome. So how is the Zuccotti Park experiment going? Well, there are problems, as you would expect. Start with the fact that protesters have formed a series of committees. Those include the finance group, the art group, the kitchen group, the comfort group, the sanitation group.
The biggest challenge has been staffing so far. My concerns are that people don't want to clean. They think they're above it because they're doing something else. No one actually wants to clean, not even the people on this committee.
But that's not all. There are other problems, including what to do with all the money. Occupy Wall Street has taken in now over $500,000 in donations. The Finance Committee has to oversee that money, and there are a lot of complaints about the fact that money needs to be spent. Reports include that someone stabbed a hole in all the drums at the Zuccotti Park site. A request for $8,000 worth of replacements was denied. Frustration over money for the comfort group, who needed socks for everyone after a heavy rainstorm. The leader of that group was given $150 when they had asked for $2,000. Also, there are concerns over the fact that paperwork has to be filled out before requests will be paid. So many people need things that they should not be going without basic comfort items. And I was told to fill out paperwork. Paperwork! Are they now the government? Said Brian Smith. He is an Occupy Wall Street protester. And finally, the problem of the freeloaders. Oh yes, a New York Post article last week focused on a set of cooks with the kitchen group. The cooks had been preparing organic chicken and vegetables with roasted beet and sheep's milk cheese salad. Not too bad for revolutionaries. But then the trouble started. The freeloaders moved in. Kitchen staff decided to pare back that gourmet food they had been preparing, and instead, over Friday, Saturday, and last Sunday, they moved to only brown rice and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with potato chips. Why? Because they said they were angry about working 18-hour days to provide food for, quote, professional homeless people and ex-cons masquerading as protesters. So here's what you need to know. The biggest problem with the occupiers that they're now facing is the issue of crime. There are a lot of ex-cons mixed into the camp at Zuccotti Park. Already there have been a number of reports of young women being sexually assaulted. But the protesters have a rule about no snitching. No talking to the police about any of these problems, and there may be some serious legal ramifications for leaders telling people not to report crimes. And these same kinds of reports are coming out of Dallas, where a 14-year-old girl was reportedly having sex with multiple men in their camp, or in Denver, where peaceful protesters have now separated themselves from the anarchists who are looking to stir up violence. And don't even get me started on what's happening with Occupy Oakland. In the end, the Occupy camp appears to be imploding because the original message of ending corporate influence is now being overshadowed by growing chaos. And that is Reality Check.